Do it. Let's do it. What's good, everyone? What's popping? What's popping, everyone? Let's get this live going tonight. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Let's see if we can get some people in here, actually. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading a lot of stories, actually, about 600 Breezy. So I wanted to come on here and speak on it tonight. What up? What up? What up, We Lit TV? Appreciate you for tapping in. You know, I've been reading a couple different stories about 600 Breezy, so I wanted to come on here and speak on it, especially with Quando Rondo taking to the gram and pretty much blaming his show cancellation on 600 Breezy. I'm sure a lot of you guys seen that on the gram in the last few hours. What's going on, Chris? What up, We Lit TV? Appreciate you guys tapping in. Donnie, what up, though? Share this video, you guys. Let's get some people tuned in tonight. You know what I mean? Tonight, we're going to be talking about Quando Rondo. We're going to be talking about 600 Breezy. A couple interesting topics. A couple interesting topics to me. You know what I mean? Because I've been seeing all the headlines about 600 Breezy. You know what I mean? But what's up, guys? What's everybody up to tonight? You already know, Chris. You already know. Tonight I want to touch on King Von's friend, 600 Breezy. Just 1 second, you guys. Let me get something right on the title, actually. Let me get something right in the title. Excuse me, guys, on the delay. Let's get share this video while you're waiting. No, I do not want to switch accounts. I want to go in and switch a title real quick. I want to get this title switched, and then we can get back to the joint. We're going to... Okay, Quando Rondo blames. All right, you guys, I'm back. That's what's up. Imagine Treasure was popping. Did 600 Breezy call the police? Huh. So, guys, let me see what I got right here. What the hell is that thing? So I got this story right here that I've been reading that I actually read on Hip Hop DX. The story was King Von's friend 600 Breezy defends the Chicago gang culture following T.I.'s warning. So you know, 600 Breezy has been pretty active in this whole ongoing situation. You know what I mean? He's been one of the rappers that has actually been speaking on it. You know, a lot of other rappers actually haven't been, you know, talking about it too much. You know what I mean? We've seen a lot of people keep silent about it. What the hell's going on right here? I'm sorry, guys. I gotta exit this window over here. Okay. Gotta exit this window. What do you mean? I'm about to tune into the Mike Tyson fight in a second, actually. Cassidy actually just, yeah, that's right. Cassidy actually just, they were saying Breezy told the mayor to cancel the show. That's right. That's what Quando Rondo is actually saying. They're not saying that. They're not saying that 600 Breezy directly called and said to cancel the show. They're saying that he like actually called and like just was saying all types of crazy stuff. and you're off this channel as well. But yeah, what's going on, everyone, though? Let's let some people pop in here, you know what I mean? Let's let some people pop in here, you know what I'm saying? It's looking crazy out there right now, 600 Breezy has been one of the artists that's actually spoke up on a number of occasions for King Von. You know what I mean? He's been one of the artists that actually spoke up on a number of occasions for King Von. And now, actually, Quando Rondo is speaking out against him. Why? Why is he speaking out on him against him? I think it's because it's slowing up his money. It's evident to me that Quando Rondo wants to keep on getting, you know what I mean? Quando Rondo wants to keep on going out there and getting this bread, but with the chance of something else happening, you guys, of course the mayor is going to shut it down. Of course the police are going to shut it down. When there's a chance of something happening like this, like again, you know what I mean? After they really just opened everything up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm opening up the chat though as well. If anybody wants to tap in, if we got anybody in here that's actually from Georgia, if we got any 600 Breezy fans, if we got any Little Durk and King Von fans, I'm opening it up. I'm gonna post the link. Right, Ray. There's not that many people saying that. Like nobody's actually thinking that 600 Breezy actually called the mayor. They're just saying that 600 Breezy was wilding out. You know what I mean? As many people do. You know what I mean? 600 Breezy is a friend of King Von. You know what I mean? As put in in many articles that I'm reading online. Blasavelli said that they're going to continue to stop his bag. Hashtag as they should. Right now, Quando Rondo's bag is getting held up dramatically. You know what I mean? Right now, Quando Rondo's bag is getting held up dramatically because of what just happened. You know what I mean? It's evident that Quando and King Von, if R.I.P. Von, if King Von was alive, I know he would probably still be doing gigs here and there as well. You know what I mean? So Quando Rondo wasn't really just gonna give it up. You know what I mean? He wasn't really just going to give it up and say, okay, I'm done. I'm done for now. I'm just going to relax. You know what I mean? No, Quando Rondo had to get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it's just not the right time. I think maybe the show promoters, I think maybe the promoters, I think they should have taken the time to push back some events. Maybe, I mean, I guess it's not really a matter of selling more tickets at this point in time because look at the situation. There's not many tickets that you could actually sell. You know what I mean? We was on live last night with Johnny Mack. We was on the live last night with Johnny Mack from Philly First 48, and he's actually doing a battle with NH and Leak Moss, a versus battle, and they can only sell a limited amount of tickets for that. You know what I mean? David Blaine says exactly 600 Breezy doesn't have a direct line to the mayor. He ain't no Drake. You know what I mean? And I think Drake would probably actually just have a direct line to like the Prime Minister of Canada or the President of Canada or however they judge their top chief executive. You know what I mean? Yeah, detailer. It was exactly what the report was. It was wounds to the torso, the leg, you know what I mean? Ray Johnson said they're not saying me. Whatever. Okay. So guys, we're on here tonight talking about Quando Rondo actually placing blame. There's been a lot of people out there that actually blame this situation on Little Durk. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that actually blame the situation on Little Durk. First, they said that Little Durk was buying up the tickets. Then they were saying that Durk was paying off the promoters. They even went as far to say as Little Durk was trying to physically intimidate Quando Rondo. I'm not sure if anybody's aware in the chat, but these guys actually did have a prior relationship, the prior relationship to all of this. You know what I mean? All these guys really had a prior relationship to all this. I don't think Little Durk is going to cater this in any sort of a street sense. I can honestly say I don't think Little Durk is going to take that route. He has propelled himself too far out of the chaos of Chicago to let it be brought back to him. What's good, Mikey T? Samuel's Views. I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. I really do appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Coinlito said, Quando is done. You say Quando is done, but let's look at the pure facts. Quando has actually had several bookings that we know of, at least one now that we know of that's been canceled, but he's had several bookings because of the fact that he was booked at that hookah lounge. Quando Rondo is out there getting to his bag right now. You know what I mean? Nobody's taken away from King Von and what he was doing. King Von was out there doing shows, but he was also selling records. King Von sold a lot more records than Quando Rondo. He sold a substantial amount of records with the Welcome to O Block album. You know what I mean? So it just shows you who was on a higher level between those two artists. You know what I mean? Like King Von was ascending to the level that Little Durk had first received when he was out, in Miami, promoting This Ain't What You Want, you know what I mean? And getting ready to put his first album, Remember My Name, together. Who in here actually copped Little Durk's album? Who actually in here copped Little Durk's album, Remember My Name, back in the day? It was definitely a dope album. He had Jeremiah on his first single, Like Me. You know what I mean? Even though he really, get well soon, Jeremiah, but even though he really didn't even need to feature anybody because he really had turned that auto-tune up. You know what I'm saying? Tony Hendricks said that he actually copped the album. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. King Von came out and sold about the same amount of units. He sold 1,000 less. Little Durk on Remember My Name sold 28,000 under Def Jam, and King Von came out and sold 27,000, you guys. Yeah, we got a good chat going tonight, man. I really appreciate everybody tapping in. My bad, Yoga. I was just sharing this chat with a couple people. Oh, damn. So Coinlito actually got shouted out and then he tuned out. Man, that's weird because none of these other YouTube bloggers will be shouting him out. All right, long live King Von. Yeah, you guys, I was actually reading this article. 600 Breezy had spoken up in a couple situations. One in regard to T.I. You know, I had just put out an interview with JoJo Capone, who had actually mentioned what T.I. had said. So 600 Breezy, this is what Hip Hop DX wrote. 600 Breezy is no stranger to beef, and he has a few words to share as it pertains to how he and his Chicago folks handle things. On Monday, Breezy took to Instagram to shed some light on the gun violence that plagues their city and its inhabitants, following King Von being shot to death in a fight with Quando Rondo and his crew in Atlanta. In a series of clips on his Instagram story, the Chicago native addressed the people calling them out for feeling the need to take it to guns over fighting with their hands, and explained why it is how it is. This really go for all the people who watching our culture and be trying to call Chicago N-words bitches for all the shooting we doing, he began. Y'all clearly seen folks was putting hands on that N-word, beating the F out of him, like beating his ass. Von, a skinny N-word. He really put his hands on him and you see what happened. So right now, guys, I'm actually giving you 600 Breezy's direct response. This was taken from his Instagram by Hip Hop DX. You can see how affected like he is just by the way that he's, he's keeping it real about this situation, you guys. He's saying it right here. Y'all clearly seen folks was putting hands on him, beating the F out of him, like beating his ass. Vaughn is a skinny dude. He really put his hands on him, and you see what happened. So I just want everybody to look at this and understand Chicago's point of view from the culture. My first time ever getting shot was at was for me breaking an N-word's jaw. Wow. They came to my school every day trying to get me over fist fights. Listen to what 600 Breezy is saying here, you guys. This is actually some of the first stuff that I'm reading from 600 Breezy, you guys. I hope you guys respect what I'm doing. Obviously 600 Breezy is a respected figure in the culture. And that's why I'm coming on here and I'm reading his statements, because I started tapping in with some of it, and I was like, yo, 600 Breezy statements deserve to be read. And now that I'm actually reading this, you guys, I'm really understanding this guy, like the way he is as a person. You know what I mean? Worldwide Vision, what up? Yo, Byron Jones, that just got you a timeout, my friend. If you want to comment in this chat, sorry if I got jumped and was being rushed by 20 to 30 guys. This is from Ronald Nichols. He says, sorry if I got jumped and was being rushed by 20 to 30 guys. I would hope my guy was popping off rounds. Yeah, okay. Yo, King Q, don't be asking such blasphemous stuff in the chat, bro. That's a timeout. But y'all, man, this statement from 600 Breezy, man, he's really trying to clarify. He says, I just want everybody to look at this and understand Chicago's point of view from the culture. My first time ever getting shot was for breaking a dude's jaw. Like, he was in a similar circumstance to King Von. 600 Breezy explained on his Instagram. Major salute to Hip Hop DX. I know they've been one of the dopest websites in the last decade. You know what I mean? But 600 Breezy explained on his Instagram that he went through a similar situation that actually resulted in him getting hit for the first time himself. You guys, like, very interesting to see that. You know what I mean? To read that. Yeah, I just sent this live out to actually on Casa as well, you guys. It would be dope if we had him to join us. Yo, sometimes some people need to get timed out for disrespect. You know what I mean? We're on here talking about very subjective matter right now, you guys. You know what I'm saying? David Blaine says the streets mess with Mikey T because you can see his passion for the culture. He is really dedicated to this. Mikey T is the truth. I appreciate you. Jay Jones says that the mayor knows the tension in his city. I actually I'm sorry, guys. I was actually just sending this video out to Brillo as well. Just trying to get you know what I mean? Trying to get some other people's take on what's going on right now. Who you got, Tyson or Jones? Oh, everyone knows Tyson is taking the fight tonight for sure. Sassy says, I'm glad that he got his show canceled. Um, I think the show actually getting canceled is it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing because it shows you, it makes it so nothing can happen. Like right now it's a hot time. You know what I mean? Right now it's hot. You know what I mean? You got to chill out. You got to chill out right now. You can't be doing anything extra right now. You know what I mean? People are they're at a crazy state of mind right now. No telling what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Eric, appreciate you for tuning in. Let's get back to the joint though here. Um, my homie just took out his glow over a fist fight. 600 Breezy said my homie just got took out of his glow over a fist fight. Just see where we coming from. Like, see where we coming from. That's it. That's all I'm saying. This is on Hip Hop DX. He went on to say that Vaughn and his people would have been shooting from the beginning if they knew the situation. Folks in them would have been blowing from the jump if that's what it is, if that's what it was, he added. Folks use hands, so that's all I'm saying. So right there, 600 Breezy is actually saying if well, that's a very interesting take on it, you guys. What 600 Breezy actually had to say right there. If King Von and his people knew what it was going to result in, they would have been ready for it, is what 600 Breezy is saying right there. And I can't disagree with that. You know what I mean? King Von, he talked it how he lived it on his records. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, sir, can you please? Yo, Jay Jones, congrats. You are out of here, my brother. Appreciate you, though. Oh, man. I don't know what you just said in that comment, bro, but you got to get timed out for a second. O Block guys got comfortable in Atlanta, B. Harris says. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that Vaughn took to Atlanta. You know what I mean? Atlanta was kind of like a sanctuary. It's more than that. It's a sanctuary for a lot of people, y'all. You know what I mean? You would see New York cats make their way down to Miami a lot. You know what I mean? Look at Fat Joe, look at Noriega, look at French Montana, even back further than that. Benzino and Dave Mays, when they left New York, they brought they brought a new magazine called Hip Hop Weekly to Miami. But then you guys, Miami is expensive. Something that's a spot that's a little bit cheaper than Miami is Atlanta. You get more space. It's a little bit cheaper. You just don't have everything, the exotics of Miami. So that's why a lot of people went to Atlanta. Also, the whole music culture as well. A lot of the music culture was really starting to blossom in Atlanta, you guys. Dude, Southwest Philly, don't be commenting weird stuff like that in my chat, bro. Totally lost my train of thought because dudes want to comment weird stuff in the chat. Yep. Jada DR. That's exactly what 600 Breezy was explaining. 600 Breezy said, I lost my friend over a fist fight. That's how 600 Breezy is feeling about the situation right now, you guys. 600 Breezy is like, he took it back to his situation when he first got hit and said that it was actually over him punching somebody. You know what I mean? But he took it a step further, you guys, because 600 Breezy also said if King Von and crew knew what the situation was going to end up being, Like if they knew what the end game was going to be of that situation, they would have been more prepared. You know what I mean? And King Von, I think, wasn't trying to take it to that level, but in the respect of Quando Rondo wasn't trying to take it to that level whatsoever of even fighting. I did an interview with Kid, and Kid actually touched on it really in depth. He said if you look at the footage really close, you can see the way that Quando Rondo isn't raising his hands in like a motion of wanting to fight. You know what I mean? He wasn't coming in that whole situation to fight. It was King Von coming in on the aggressor, and that's not to try to put anything on King Von like that. But we all know, we all went over the end of story record the other day, the joint that Quando Rondo has released. Quando Rondo is taking the stance of self defense, y'all. What is everyone in the chat? First of all, everyone in the chat, hit that like button. Everyone in the chat, if you want to support the channel, Cash App, Mikey T Movie. I appreciate all Cash App donations, man. Y'all is, you know what I mean? Anyone out there who could bless me with the Cash App donation, you're well appreciated. But I want to know in the chat, you guys, hit the like button, but I want your opinion. Write it in the chat. What do you guys think? Is this a self-defense case? Is this something that Quando Rondo should be able to say his team is going to claim self-defense from? Let's see what we got here. Chilltown says Georgia is a stand your ground state. Queen Leo from the 502 says it's definitely self-defense. A lot of people are fully in support of that whole notion that this is a self-defense case, that little Timmy was actually there defending. You know what I mean? He was actually there defending an associate of his, a friend of his. You know what I mean? But Rudy, I do agree with you. Little Tim wasn't the one who was actually getting beat up. Like that's why I question the whole situation. You know what I mean? That's why I really question the situation, because it wasn't little Timmy who was actually the one getting, you know what I mean? He wasn't the one getting pounced on. It was his friend. So if your friend is getting pounced on, you can come and defend him with that type of force. You know what I mean? I'm trying to choose my words really, you know what I mean, carefully here, you guys. Yo, this dude's out of here, man. Just for Big Draws, salute for tapping in, man. Big Draws said, it's not self-defense unless Vaughn actually had a weapon. Drew said, yo, Whale, whatever your name is, I'm gonna give you one chance, a little timeout. Drew said, dude was scared because of King Von's rep. Yeah. Oh, you're saying little Timmy was scared because of King Von's rep. I mean, but honestly, looking at the whole situation, it was pretty clear to see that if King Von was still beating on him, that one of King Von's homies would have jumped in. That King Von, like, picture yourself in this fight, you guys. If you're beating somebody up and one of your homies tries to jump in, you're gonna be like, nah, I got this. You know what I mean? He's gonna be like, nah, I got this, and then he's just gonna keep on going on him. You know what I mean? AJ's World came in with an interesting comment saying that if he thinks his friend is in danger, then he is allowed to use that type of force. Don't AE said Timmy didn't want to take no chances. Dion with a very credible response because I have too compared King Von's attitude and his demeanor to Tupac. Dion Ellison said Tupac jumped the boy, and the same thing happened to him. Chompy says it's not self-defense. Timmy really wanted to protect the breadwinner, his homie Quando. You don't look at it like that? No, I look at it exactly like that, Chompy. I really look at it in that same way that, Timmy actually wanted to protect his homie. I mean, it's crazy that this situation had to happen, guys. You know what I mean? You hear Boosie talk about it. Boosie was actually speaking on the situation, saying that he was actually invited to that hookah lounge that night. And if he was actually there, he really could have potentially stopped this from happening. It really could have been Boosie in between these two guys actually pulling them together like, yo, Vaughn, you're bigger than this. You don't need to fight somebody right now. You don't even need to catch the little assault charge. Notch said, Mikey T, think about it. Your friends about that dumb stuff. They don't fight. As we've seen, the unfortunate situation, the little king lost his life. All Vaughn had to do was leave that man alone, to be real. Yeah, King Vaughn just had to leave him alone. I'm not going to disagree with you there. But King Vaughn had something in himself that made him want to go and react the way that he did. You know what I mean? There was something in King Vaughn that was saying to himself, yo, I've got to react like this. Yo, Jeff Young, I appreciate that Cash App, man. You're the man, dude. Jeff Young, if you're not following me yet, follow me on the gram. It's Mikey T _ the movie star. I'll follow you right back. Anybody else who wants to donate to the channel, it's more than appreciated. Cash App, Mikey T movie. Anybody that donates to the channel, you are 100% appreciated. Just know it goes to the further growth of this channel. I've got a lot of new exclusives to show y'all this week. New interviews with Kid, new interviews with Jojo Capone. I got the next piece with Sen City, you guys. And I'm working on some new joints with you. I'm working on an interview with Uncasa. That's right, guys. Dipset alumni right there. I'm hoping y'all are going to love that. I got some great work in the near future for everyone. But I'm going to go over another article. But I took down some quotes here. Let me see if I can get to my quotes. Let me see if I can get to my quotes here. Second, I just got to do something. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me, everyone. Yep. There's the message from Tip, actually, which I'm not going to go over again. 600 Breezy hypes King Von's alleged Quando Rondo punch. This is a post on Hot New Hip Hop. 600 Breezy liking King Von's punch to a blow from Mike Tyson. Since everyone's talking about Mike Tyson tonight, I wanted to bring up this article. Major shout out to Hot New Hip Hop. You know what I mean? Everyone's talking about Mike Tyson right now. If you want my opinion on what's going to happen in that fight, you guys, Mike Tyson is going over in that 100%. Thank you, Iceberg. I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. So Hot New Hip Hop actually posted this. And this was actually in the middle of the circumstances at the hookah lounge being still developing. But during an interview with DJ Academics, Von's manager detailed his side of the story. We all saw that. But 600 Breezy seemingly saw the video, and after sending a warning to T.I., which we just read, over his initial reaction to another beef related in Atlanta, the Chicago representative praised Vaughn for going at his rival in such a fearless manner. All right. So, wow. 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 So this is what Hot New Hip Hop reported. They said, if you're a fan of boxing and combat sports, you know that these comparisons are pretty beastly. 600 Breezy liking King Von's punch to a blow from John Jones, Mike Tyson, and George St. Pierre, three of the most dominant fighters in the world. And this was obviously before the news broke of King Von's passing. You know what I mean? But it just shows you that in the lyrics that Quando Rondo uses, where we read the other day, he basically said that my dog rides with me right or wrong. 600 Breezy took to the internet and said, yo, this is what he said. Your first punch buckled his little ass. That's what 600 Breezy said when the first incident reaction came out about a fight breaking out with King Von and Quando Rondo, you guys. You know what I mean? So even though a lot of people would look down on a rapper for fighting with another, you know what I mean? When you make it into the industry, you're supposed to get out of that lifestyle. 600 Breezy shows how much of a friend he really was to King Von, because when you're really a friend to somebody, you support your dog in right or wrong. And actually, I think that's a prime example of that. But this is actually an article that was written before it was notified of King Von's passing. A lot of you might remember I actually jumped on here when it was before it was reported about King Von's passing as well. You know what I mean? Because we were all like really hopeful that King Von was going to pull through in this situation, you guys. You know what I mean? We were really hopeful that King Von was going to, you know what I mean, come home and be okay from this whole situation. And it was just going to be a scare. You know what I mean? That's where everybody's hearts was. But when I was on the middle of the live, everyone said it. He's gone. He's gone, Mike. And it's a tragedy in hip hop. You know what I mean? This guy, King Von, gone so young. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous to see what's happened in hip hop this year. Drew L, I appreciate you for tapping in. So the news broke last night of Quando Rondo's show actually getting canceled by the police. You know what I mean? The news of Quando Rondo's another show, the show in Macon that had actually been promoted pretty heavily, you know what I mean, for the last few days. You know, Quando posted it up, said that he's going to get back to it. Quando actually said he was excited to perform. There was a lot of speculation if he was going to perform End of Story, which has been kind of like touted as a response record to Crazy Story. You know what I mean? It's kind of, you could kind of see it directly in the title. You know what I mean? So Quando was ready to perform. But then news broke that not only the police, but the mayor, sensing tension in the city after hearing several different people calling out, this is going to happen at the show, this will happen, that'll happen at the show if the show isn't canceled. If the show isn't canceled, this will happen. You know, all types of talk like that was probably going on, and it's definitely stopping Quando Rondo from getting to the bag. You know what I mean? The show was canceled, but Quando jumped on his live. He jumped on his Instagram and he said and him and his homies were saying 600 Breezy was actually the reason that the show got canceled. So now he's involving 600 Breezy further into the situation. Even though Breezy had actually taken a few shots, you know what I mean? He had taken a few shots. But in a way, as you guys had all heard what I read earlier, he sympathized with Quando Rondo. 600 Breezy 100% sympathized with him, saying, I was in that situation before when I actually got in a fight with somebody and it resulted in me getting shot for my first time. Just to break that down for everybody. That's what I was, you know what I mean? That's, yo, Ron C, I appreciate that, man, 100%. If anybody wants to donate to the channel, it's Cash App, Mikey T Movie. All donations are definitely appreciated to the channel, you guys. You know what I mean? We're got a dope show tonight for you all. I hope everybody is going to be tuned in to my exclusive interviews dropping this week. We got some major interviews. I've got Kid actually talking about the Young Buck and 50 Cent beef. That's going to be crazy, you guys. I was hyped to have Kid actually speaking on the tension between Young Buck and 50 Cent because because of how much of a connection that Kid had with Buck. You know what I mean? Also, we've got Jojo Capone speaking on, you know what I mean, developing his record label, Global Gangsters, you know what I mean, getting some admiration from Diddy. You know, we've got a very interesting piece of the Jojo Capone interview dropping this week. Very excited for it. But another interview I'm really excited about that I'm going to be doing pretty soon is my joint with Uncasa from Dipset. You know what I mean? James Brown says, I'd rather be a lone wolf. But yo, I appreciate everybody tapping in tonight. I'm about to get out of here though. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in on the live tonight, man. Y'all is the best. Everybody follow me on Instagram, Mikey T _ the movie star. Everybody who follows me based on this video, I'm gonna follow you guys back ASAP. Salute everybody. Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. If anybody has any final questions, just hit me with them. I'm gonna stay in for another minute. But if anybody has any questions, just hit me with them right now and I will answer. All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here. You hit the food line. Y'all hit that like button, guys. I'm out of here, man. Appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. Appreciate y'all. Salute.